Welcome back to another 90 Day Fiancé recap. Let's talk season 11, episode 8. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I missed Greg and Joan. They weren't on at all this episode. So yeah, I was like, where are they? Like, I need to know what's going on with them, but they weren't on. So yeah, we're just gonna have to wait until next week. But we have the throuple to roast. So let's get started. And if you haven't noticed, I am using my inside voice because my dog is sleeping next to me and she's a very light sleeper and I don't want to wake her up because then she's going to start crying because ever since she got her surgery, she has been extra clingy. Like she wants me to constantly hold her and hug her. Do I have something stuck in my teeth? She wants me to constantly hold her in my arms and I'm just like, girl, mama's gotta work, okay? Mama has to pay off your damn vet bills. Oh my God, Okay, let me not get stressed. All right, so without further ado, let's get into the recap. We're going to start with Sarper and Shekinah. So she makes a protein smoothie that looked really delicious. Now, I want to know exactly what she put in there because every protein smoothie that I have tried to make is nasty. It is so nasty. It is so chalky. It is so thick. And I don't like vanilla flavored, chocolate flavored protein smoothies. Like I want a fresh fruit sweet smoothie. So she asks him, so Sarper, how'd you like meeting my friend Sarper? And he goes, French baguette is very annoying. And she's like, do you like how he says your name, Sarper? And then there was a compilation of Dan doing Sarper's name in a French accent. And it was so funny. It was like Sarper, 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 Sarper.
He pushed the button non-stop. Sarper, Sarper.
Sarper? Sarper? Sarper. 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 Sarper.
He then warns Shekinah that if Dan F's with him one more time, he's gonna grab him up, twirl him around, and throw him across town. He is not gonna be modern Sarper anymore. He's gonna be a caveman Sarper, just like how he is in the bedroom. Wink, wink. And she's like, oh my God, Sarper, well, I don't mind that you're a caveman in the bedroom, Sarper.
Let's go to the bed. But I don't promise to be modern there. Caveman.
It's finally time for Sarper and Sophie to meet, and I'm so nervous for them because I really like Sarper now. Like, I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm Team Shekinah and Sarper. I think they really love and care for each other, and I think they're great for, I like them as a couple. But then they do a flashback of when he met her sister, and he called Shekinah a sloop bitch. Wait, how did I totally forget about that? I wonder now that we know him more, right? Was he joking at the time or was he really an asshole that turned into like a funny asshole? So Shekinah is waiting for her daughter Sophie, and I just have to say, I love her look right here. The hair, the jacket, the top underneath, her makeup, it's so cute. Sophie finally comes and they get their nails done while Sarper is out on his own and he's looking at these sea lions, and it's so cute because he's amazed by them. He starts talking to them. He's like, wah, 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 wah. Like he's trying to talk in their language, their sea lion language, and he just wants to go down and pet them. And he's like, oh my God, I see Shekinah and Sarper sea lions over there. Like, who knew Sarper would be so lovable?
Sea lions. I never saw them in person. They are just like us. But they are so cute. I just wanna pet them.
Back at the nail salon, Sophie agrees to meet Sarper, and she seems pretty open-minded, which I was very happy to see. And she does mention how in the past her mom has dated not so great guys, and she was kind of in the middle.
The guys that she's chosen haven't been the best. The fact that I was also very involved in those relationships when I was really young, and I had to like kind of go through that with her.
And it definitely sounded like she was parentified. Wait, is that the right saying or the right use of the word, where she's kind of put in a position where she has to be the parent and she has to parent her parent? But honestly, if she watched the seasons with Sarper and Shekinah, she should know that they really love each other. Now let's move on to the throuple. It was so dramatic, like unnecessarily dramatic. Oh my God. Okay, let's get into it. So the three of them go to a winery, and Imani is getting very insecure with the situation because she's seeing her husband really bonding with Ani. They're so affectionate, they're lovey-dovey, they're always kissing and hugging, and they even had schmenks together first without her. She's trying really hard not to get jealous, but it's so hard, especially now that when they go to meet Ani's parents, she's introducing Amani as the friend and Matt as the boyfriend. So she's kind of feeling left out, like it's becoming Ani and Matt. So then Amani tells Ani, can I be your girlfriend and he can be the friend? Like, can you tell your parents that you're dating me and not Matt? Like, Matt can be the friend? And she goes, no, I'm sorry. I'm not ready to tell my parents.
Are we planning on telling your family before we go?
Before? No, honey. I get this.
And Amani is so hurt. And so Ani feels bad that Amani's so emotional and hurt that she starts getting emotional too. And she's like, I don't want to hurt you, Amani, but like my parents just aren't ready to have that conversation. So then Amani goes, well, I'm sure you've told some people about us, like at least one person that you're in a like people know that you're not single though, right? And Ani goes, no, people think I'm single. And Amani gets pissed off and she gets up and she's like, oh hell no, people think you're single? Oh my god, see, I told you, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife.
I want to go back home. I want to go back to my children. This is ridiculous. Like, you can't turn a hoe to a housewife. That's what's going on.
If I were Ani, I would have been like, what did you just call me? You just called me a hoe? You call me a hoe? What did I would be pissed if my partner or someone I was dating called me a hoe. For what? For what? Because I'm not ready to tell my parents that I'm dating a woman, like, or that I'm gay or bisexual. Like, what? This is supposedly someone she wants to marry and bring into her house and her family with her kids, and she calls her a hoe? No. I find it funny that Matt is so chill. He does not care about anything. He doesn't even have an opinion. He's just going along with whatever. Amani is in the back of the winery. She's bawling her eyes out. She's crying really, really hard.
I don't understand. I didn't know that she doesn't tell people all this time.
So Matt and Ani eventually go over to comfort her, and Amani's like, how could you do this? Like, how can you not tell anyone that you're taken?
If it was just you not wanting the world to know that you were in a throuple, I understand, but you're not telling the world that you're taken, period, and I have a problem with that.
And she's freaking the fork out, and Ani's like, okay, I'm so sorry. Okay, I'll tell my family.
Are you ready to be in a serious relationship? Why don't you tell the world you are in a serious relationship at least? Can we make that progress?
You need give me time.
When are your actions gonna match your words?
What do you want?
Your actions to match your words. I just said that. Do you even listen to me?
Okay, if you want, I tell with my people.
But Amani is so pushy about this, and it kind of turns Ani off a little bit. So they start bickering and arguing, and Ani's like, okay, you know what? F this. I'm gonna go. I'm leaving. And Amani's like, no, you come back here right now.
You do not get to walk away from me like that.
You are not my owner.
I wish you just see that I love you. I care about you. If I didn't
Okay,
care
but
about you,
I don't
wouldn't be
work for
acting
you.
this way.
So Ani's walking off, and Matt tells Amani, well, I don't think that went very well. And Amani goes, oh my God, Matt, you're so fucking useless, okay? Bleh. And then she starts walking after Ani.
I don't think that went very well at all.
Oh my God, that's the best thing you can say. I'm done.
What I'm so confused about is Ani tells Amani that she doesn't give a shit about Matt and that Ani loves Amani. It's all about Amani. And I was like, what? It is? like, I had no idea. So Matt's just there. So Amani's happy at this point because she got that validation she wanted from Ani. But then she's like, oh crap, she doesn't even like Matt. So what do I do about Matt? Like, how do I tell Matt this? It's going to break his heart.
I don't know how to tell Matt, or even if I should tell him.
Ani tells one of the producers that she doesn't know if she wants to go to America anymore because Amani is very controlling. She's very pushy. She's quite aggressive. It's her way or no way. And yeah, if you watched the show, the Netflix show, How to Get Rich, and you saw her dynamic with Matt and how she's so bossy and she's so mean, and she feels like because she makes the money, she brings in the money and she is the provider, that she has final say in everything and anything, and it's her way or the highway. If I were Matt and Ani, I'd put in earbuds to not have to listen to Amani bitch and complain 24/7. I highly recommend Raycon's everyday earbuds because they have a 32-hour battery life, which is incredible, and they have multi-point connectivity so it can connect to 2 devices at once. So Matt and Ani can share a pair. Whoever's getting yelled at can pop them in and turn on active noise cancellation mode to drown out all the noise and yelling. And when Amani's done, they can switch it to awareness mode so they can still listen to their music or their podcast and also be aware of everything that's happening around them. This would make a great gift for Mother's Day. They come in a variety of bright, fun colors, and look how cute the protective cases are. And they support wireless charging. They're also sweat and water resistant, so you don't have to worry about them getting wet. And my favorite part is how affordable they are. Plus, if you don't end up liking them, they have a 30-day happiness guarantee return policy, no questions asked. So check them out. Go to buyraycon.com/mythoughts to get 20% off site-wide. Brought to you by Raycon. Direct link is in my description. And thank you, Raycon, for sponsoring this video. Now, you want to know who else needs earbuds? Maudie, because Stevie can get pretty dang annoying. So they're driving by a Dick's and Maddie's like, oh, what is that? Like, what do they sell there? And she's like, oh, Dick's, it's Dick's Sporting Goods. And he's like, okay. They go to the gym. He isn't used to, 1, working out with women in the gym, and 2, these women are showing so much of their skin. He has to keep telling himself, like, don't look, don't look, don't look.
Working out beside women really makes me uncomfortable. I'm always like talking to myself, don't look at this, don't do this, don't do that.
And then he asks Stevie if she would be okay with him becoming a personal trainer. And she's like, yeah, just like don't act out of line. And I felt like this conversation was so weird because she was like, women are more forward here. So if they start flirting with you and ask you for your number, what are you going to say? And then he goes, well, how would you want me to handle that? Huh? Like, what? Why are you asking me? I asked you a question. The whole conversation was so weird. And then he shares his concern for all the booby paintings in her house. And he wants to know if she's into women. And she's like, I'm only into you. But then it was kind of like an indirect answer. Like, she wouldn't just give him a solid yes or no. She was like,
do you think you're sexually like attracted to them?
I don't know if I've ever been asked this question before. This is weird.
You don't want to answer that?
No, that's weird. I'm attracted to you.
And then Stevie goes, you sound just like my dad. He asked me if I met a woman. And he goes, oh, so your dad thinks the same thing. So maybe he knows something or he saw something. And she goes, he was being sarcastic. And he goes, I'm sure he was. Maddie feels like Stevie's being evasive and very vague, which I do kind of agree with. By the way, have you guys ever questioned your sexuality? Because I have once. It was like one time I have. I haven't liked a guy in so long that one day I was in bed and I don't know if I was waking up or if I think I was probably going to bed. And you know how you have like deep thoughts or you like think about your whole entire life sometimes when you're trying to fall asleep. And I was having one of those existential crisis moments. And I was just like, wait, am I gay? Like, am I a lesbian? Like, I literally had to like sit down and be like, I haven't liked a guy in so long. Like, do I like women? Anyway, they have a paint and wine night together. And Maddie talks about how you're not allowed to drink alcohol in Iran. And if you're caught drinking alcohol, you will get severely punished. Like,
We can't have alcohols in Iran.
Yeah, you told me that.
And did you know you will get punished? Like maybe 40 of them if they see you drinking alcohol.
Then he brings up wanting to get married sooner because the cost of the visa is going to increase very soon. So in order to save money, they should get it done before the price increase. Now, Stevie doesn't want to rush anything, which I personally agree with because she's like, I have a choice in this too. And he's like, huh? And she goes, you're different. You've changed since you first got here. And we find out that he calls his parents every single day. And then by the time she comes home from work, he's super sad. He's super depressed because his parents would be crying, talking about how much they missed him. And so she's like, how about you talk to your parents less? And he's like, you want me to like stop calling my parents? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, why? She's like, because I have to come home from work and see you sad all day. And he's like, well, that's because they were crying. And she's like, yeah, so just talk to them less. I was like, what?
It's really hard to hear that Stevie is telling me that I need to have less contact with my family in Iran. You're asking me not to call my family?
I'm trying to tell you that talking to them every day is keeping you in a mindset that you live there and you live here.
Listen, I need to know how you guys would react if your partner said, stop calling your parents, stop talking to them. Hasn't he been there for like a week? or 2. I don't know. I don't know the timeline, but he just got there. Okay. And not only is he dealing with the culture shock and the fact that he may never see his family again, now he has to worry about masking for you so that you don't have to see him sad because he misses his parents and they miss him. It just sounds so selfish. Like, Stevie is really pissing me off. Like, she's really grinding my gears. She is really annoying me. Let's move on to Mina and Mark. So Mina's alone crying after Jordan told her dad to make sure he gets a prenup. And he's realizing, okay, Mina is by herself crying, and it kind of seems like the whole entire family ganged up on her. And so he's like, let's just not do this right now. And then he goes to find her and comfort her. She tells him, Mark, I don't like your family. They accuse me of something very bad and always against me. Then Mark's mom starts to comfort Mina because she's like, oh, Mina must be hurting. She doesn't have her son Clayton and she probably feels like everybody's against her. And I was like, oh, okay. I like Mark's mom. She's very emotionally intelligent. She gets it. She even mentioned Clayton. She must be very empathetic. But then she brings up Jordan and she's like, so you want to talk to Jordan? You should talk to Jordan, right? You want to talk to Jordan and make things nice with Jordan? She had an ulterior motive. So then Mark's like, yeah, let's get Jordan. And Mina's like, okay. So then Jordan comes and she's like, is it true that you called me a snake? Because if you did, I think you owe me an apology.
I don't know what you meant by that, but I think it would mean a lot to me if I got an apology for it.
And Mina's like, oh, yeah, okay, I'm very sorry for saying that. And then Mark's mom goes, so Jordan's invited to the wedding, right? And Mina goes, of course she's invited. She's Mark's family. She's Mark's daughter. So then Jordan's like, yeah, I'm sorry too. I'm sorry too. And Mina's like, okay. So they hug it out. But then Mina's not really happy with the apology because she feels like Jordan didn't apologize for telling Mina not to have more kids. And by the way, in my last recap about Mina and Mark, some people were like, if I were Jordan, I would have done the same thing. I would have had to protect my dad, or I would have told my dad not to have any more kids. Like, what the hell is he trying to do? Ruin his life? Blah, blah, blah. And I get it. If my dad were marrying a 30-year-old younger person and trying to have more kids, yeah, I would be threatened. I'd be like, Dad, what about my inheritance? Yeah, I would feel the same way. But I would never go to the wife, like my stepmom, and be like, you need to stop having more kids, okay? Ultimately, it is Mark and Mina's decision, okay? Mark is a big boy, and he can make his own decisions. So after they part ways, they end the day. Mina tells Mark that she's not signing the prenup, and he's like, what?
I feel like I can never make everyone happy. If Mina doesn't sign the prenup, I mean, hell's gonna break loose, and Jordan's not gonna be happy. And
oh, Mark. Last but not least, we have Sean and Aaliyah, and they finally banged. Woo! Max jumps on the bed and gives Aaliyah kisses, and she's like, yay, germs.
Oh, how could you resist the furry? That's my face. You're all germicated.
Girl, don't even, okay? You put your suitcase on that bed, so you don't get to complain about dog germs, okay? Aaliyah goes to the bathroom to wash up, but she notices her toothbrush out in the open against the wall with the toilet uncovered, and she's like, this is disgusting. You flush the toilet and all the poop particles splash onto the toothbrush, which is true, by the way. That's why they say close your toilet, like cover your toilet and then flush. For those of you who didn't know, now you know. But isn't it funny how people can be so selective in what they can and can't tolerate? Like, she doesn't like the dog on the bed, but she'll put her suitcase on the bed. So they go out to buy a new toothbrush, and whatever store they were in, oh my God, the dog toys and all the dog little stuff, so cute. Did you guys see the dog bowls that said Chewy Vuitton? Oh my God, so cute. And I loved all the dog toys. So they get an at-home HIV test since they're still in an open relationship. Well, on Sean's part, because Aaliyah does not want to be in an open relationship. And also, I did learn that biologically transitioning is not a thing. Thank you guys so much in the comments for kindly educating me. I really appreciate it. So what I meant to say was gender affirming surgery. That's right. Correct? Oh God, I hope I'm not wrong again. But basically, Sean is saying that if Aaliyah decides to medically transition or like have gender affirming surgery, that he probably won't be schmexually compatible with her. And if that's the case, he would like to stay in an open relationship, but Aaliyah really doesn't want that because that opens up more possibilities for an STD. But like, aren't people using protection? And doesn't protection protect you against STDs like 99% of the time, right? Anyway, they go out for lunch and they talk about the HIV tests and how she got 7 to 8 tests done in the past year. And I was kind of confused by this whole conversation. I was like, why is she getting tested so often? And then I realized, oh, she's testing herself after every time he has schmex with other people so that she doesn't get anything. Like, she's worried that she's going to contract AIDS or HIV. So then he basically tells her, well, are you going to get the gender reassignment surgery? And she's like, I don't know. And he's like, well, if you do, then I don't know if I'll be satisfied. If I'm still satisfied, then yeah, I can be monogamous. But if I'm not satisfied, then I'm going to keep the open relationship. And I thought that was kind of mean.
I want to be monogamous, but now he's saying that he will only be monogamous if he's feeling happy with our intimacy.
I can't imagine my partner being like, well, your poon doesn't satisfy me, so I need to get other poon. Well, I guess that's different. They're in a different situation because she transitioned. Okay, never mind. That's a bad comparison. Forget I even mentioned it. And Sean was like, well, at first you said you were just going to get your brow bone done and then a BBL and some Botox here and there. But now a gender reassignment surgery, like, I don't know if I'm ready for that.
I don't want you to feel like you have to lose something in order to have our relationship work. And I don't want to feel like I have to give up something to have our relationship work.
The only reason why he's in a relationship with a woman right now is because he loves Aaliyah. And so he's trying it out. But he would prefer men all day, every day. And that's it for the recap. What did you guys think of this episode? Did you guys miss Greg and Joan like I did? Because I always have so much to talk about when it comes to Greg and Joan. But because they were missing, it was just like a little lackluster. I enjoyed this episode. I just wish we had Greg and Joan. Oh wait, I almost forgot Jessica, her scissor sister, and Juan. Okay, so let's talk about them. Jessica and her scissor sister Megan meet up for drinks, and we learned that Megan only has one friend, and that's Jessica.
I'm like her best friend. Like her only friend, really.
Now, I was very critical of Meg Ann crying her eyes out when she found out that Jessica was cheated on. But once she explained why she was so hurt, I kinda could understand. Like, kind of, maybe like 25% versus the 0% I was at last time. So she basically said she asked Juan and Jessica multiple times, and they both denied it. So to find out that he did cheat and Jessica knew this whole entire time and they were both lying to her, she felt betrayed that they were like both in it together and they were lying to her purposely.
I have to process that I've been lied to over the past year by my best friend and her fiance that was lying straight to my face.
And I get it. Like, I get that's hurtful. But at the end of the day, this is between Jessica and Juan. And Jessica told her, like, I don't want to talk shit about Juan because you're going to be my maid of honor. And I don't want you to have a negative opinion of Juan. I don't want that to make you not like him. And that's actually so true. Everyone has at least one friend or coworker or someone that they know who constantly complain about their partner or how shitty the partner was treating them. And over time, you end up hating that person. So Jessica was trying to prevent that from happening, but oh well, Meg Ann hates him now. Megan's like, how am I going to trust him? News flash, you don't have to. Okay, you are not in the relationship with Juan, okay? Okay, Meg Ann. Anyway, that's it for the recap. By the way, I saw a trailer for 1,000 Pound Sisters. It's returning. I never got to finish recapping that finale for the last season because I don't even remember what was going on at the time. Maybe I was moving. I don't know. But I can't believe they're returning. I really thought that was the last season that we were going to get. It's going to return April 15th. In the trailer, Amy and Tammy were at the zoo and Amy got bit by a camel. Like, her arm got... And Tammy is so small. Oh my God. She is my motivation. She is my inspiration. And every single time, oh my God, I've been obsessed with Dubai chocolate. Somebody get Dubai chocolate away from me because I cannot stop eating it. It's going to be the bane of my existence. Dubai chocolate. I cannot stop eating it. It is so damn good. And you know what? I'm going to post a video of how to make it. Okay. So I have an excuse to make it again and eat it. I'm going to show you guys how to make it. I'm going to show you my favorite products, the chocolate, the pistachio nut butter, and the tahini, like the exact brands that I use. And it's so delicious, but I am still working out the measurements. I haven't gotten that down right, but like the quality of these ingredients, so good. I can't wait to share it with you guys. And that's it for this recap. I'm sorry it was all over the place because again, Basically, my dog is healing very, very well. She gets her sutures out in 2 days. And I was so excited to like sit down and get back into work and like catch up on Gypsy Rose and catch up on Love After Lockup because I'm 3 episodes behind. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And then my mom gets sick. Yeah, she had a really bad like dizziness episode in the middle of the night, and she like her whole entire body was shaking. That lasted for about 30 minutes. We thought we had to rush her to the hospital, but fortunately it dissipated. The dizziness dissipated. She just had an echo done, so we're going to go to the follow-up to like go over her results with the doctor. And then I don't know, maybe she needs to see an ENT or a neurologist. I don't know, but something is going on. And it's just like a never-ending thing. It's like one thing after another and like another, and just like sometimes I'm like, when am I going to catch up? But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching and listening, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.